Hello everyone, me again. We've progressed a little bit. You can probably see the scene's been tidied up a little bit more. I've been playing around with positioning of this little shed here, whether or not to put it down at the end of the platform or not. I'm trying to work out where best. A tree like this, a tall tree, needs to go here to hide my poor craftsmanship here, and the break in the back scene there. As you know, this station, I'm starting to get used to it being here, but I probably still will change it at some point in the future. But it'd be about the same sort of length, and it'll be probably modelled on the one on the watercress line down at Medstead and 4 marks, as you will remember if you've seen my other videos. So just in terms of where we've got to, the ballast is all done now on Cabinford, which is this station here. What I was able to do was, I think I covered this last time around, is kind of level off this a little bit. There's still a bit of a rise that you can kind of notice when there's carriages on the main platform, but other than that, everything's running absolutely fine. Yeah, we come round to this signal's actually been glued in place down there now. I do have some of the sort of make your own signals, so this might get ripped out and put and replaced with something more realistic at some point. Haven't yet put the signal box back in and wired it up and things, because obviously I've got some Scenics to do over this side, and I can guarantee that I'll catch my jumper or something on that and rip it off and rip it apart. So yeah, that's just temporary put there again at the moment for positioning. I've noticed this is dusty, really dusty. So it's all of the spray and stuff that I've been doing. Yeah, just kind of gets up here. So I'm gonna have to find a way to clean that delicately, probably with a. I can't even use damp towel because it's got yeah, it's got glue on the top. So yeah, it's water-based glue as well, isn't it? So actually, I'll probably have to find a different way to clean it. Yeah, I'll work that out. Anyway, yeah, and so basically I get to this point here, which is the where Shelfington starts, which is obviously the big project that I'll do in the future. But so for now, I kind of wanted to make sure I focus on finishing off some of the scenics on these other 3 sections. So here's the river scene, well, corner scene. This station at Cabinford, I do need to do this one, as we said last time round, and just putting finishing touches over here. Now, you may have noticed that I've got this old tree out again and put it into a bit more of a upright shape, which actually fits quite well, I think. And I've also moved this one that was here out to where originally that one was. Actually, this kind of the composition of that view. Composition, that's a posh word, isn't it? I think that looks a lot better. The whole piece there. This will have. I will find a tree to go in here, so this will kind of look like it's kind of tree covered. Over here, I've made some. Well, I've been trying out some gorse bushes, gorse bushes. Those are the ones that smell like sun cream when you're walking through the countryside. Yeah, so they're coming out. You can see the yellow coming through on those. Those are actually just leftover bits of sea foam that I just pop some leaves onto, and then put the yellow scatter on top. This one was just a load of what was that? I think it was the hanger basket liner, sort of crumpled up and sprayed with hairspray, good old hairspray. And then just a bit of green flock, and then the same yellow bits on the same here as well. So yeah, that's kind of looking good, I think. Starting to build up a little bit of a nice background there. As I said, this will have another tree here to kind of block the trunk of this tree in the background, which actually looks all right in on the picture. Yeah, it looks okay. I'd probably maybe put a bit of a black wash or something on it just to sort of tone it down from being too white, but I don't know. yeah, or maybe it's just because that other tree over there is quite dark and that actually needs to be lightened up. Yeah, we'll work on that. But yeah, I think that just opens up that scene quite nicely. Over in the corner over here, the tunnel exit, I've started to build the shape with polystyrene. The track has all been cleaned off, and I've been running a few locos round, and yeah, it's been quite good. So, mixed results in the running. So I thought that this little madam was a steal because she looks great, and this is Bachmann. Now I have to say, don't shoot me, but as an example, you can see I use these stickers, these green stickers, to signify locos that are good. And actually, my experience so far is most of the Bachmann ones, apart from this older Bachmann, are actually really quite sensitive, and none more so than this one, which is the Lechlade Manor. I guess that, I don't know if I pronounced that right. Sorry if I haven't, but yeah, Manor class. Like I said, thought I picked up a bargain here, but alas, I can. This thing is going to probably end up being sold on. It doesn't do well on my layout at all. It's very sensitive. I'll try to get some running shots in a minute, and I guarantee it will fall off the tracks every stage of me trying. I have read up on it. The tender is one of the biggest problems, especially when running backwards over points. This point is, now let me confirm this, there is absolutely no great shakes in this level, right, side to side. I'll try that all across. Now there's a little bit, no, not even, that's dead center, right? So that is, that point is, yeah, see, it's got a little funny in it. It's funny position there in the middle. The point is largely, apart from at the entrance, so okay, so it's higher this side, so in essence it's cambering round, right? So that should be okay. A camber like that is absolutely fine for most other locos. Now I will try and demonstrate what happens. I'll see if I can. So here we go. Let me just move this. Can you see that movement? And it's really struggling to get through that. Now that's going at, oh, there we go. Whoops. That's my controller again. By the way, the Gauge Master Combi controller is very good, recommended because it's handy. It's just a pain in the backside because it constantly falls off of wherever I put it. That's probably more down to me. Right, here it is again. I'm going to try and get it. It's lost its, the tender's fallen off somewhere behind. Yeah. Right, let's try this again. Let's see if I can get this to come through. Oh yeah, you can see straight away. It's very temperamental. Now, I've checked the back-to-backs on the wheels. They're absolutely fine. If I go really slow, let's see if we can get it through. No, just doesn't want to know, does it? Come on, you were doing this. This is the first time this has had a problem. Let me just double check. There we go. Right, I think it just nudged the point. So I was going to say that this should now go through fine if I steer it right. Right. Now, so I don't know if you notice, but it really struggles at some point as it goes round. Oh, well, there you go. You see, decided to jump off again. So the front bogie is pretty useless. It's got a spring on it, but the spring does next to nothing. I could add some weight to it, I guess, to the loco. It should be all right if I put some weight on it. Maybe put a little lead piece on top of the front bogie, maybe to weigh it down. But you shouldn't have to do that. I mean, these locos would have cost upwards of 100 odd quid originally when purchased. So it's just quite amazing that they get away with making this sort of stuff. That, you know, this isn't, I don't know, I have to kind of caveat it with my layout isn't this flattest, right? So, and I appreciate that they can't test and everything, but it's not that bad. That, you know, that's just poor. And I guarantee that would happen if I put that on a normal flat table with these Hornby points. Now, is it the Hornby point that's the problem, or is it the fact that they don't test their locos on Hornby points? They must check it on Pico. Well, I looked into that, and obviously Pico set track is a similar dimension, and that has the same problem. And actually, I think there's two problems with this loco. This is like a number of the Bachmanns in this sort of manufacturing period. Lots of these Manors, I think it was Schools, somebody else mentioned on one of the comments another type of loco that also had the same problem. The tenders are just an absolute shambles when they are six-wheelers. I'm going to probably demonstrate in a minute, like if I take out the middle wheel set from that, it goes through absolutely fine. It's just when you've got the three in combination with the tender. Now, I can't believe for 1 minute they didn't decide to just check that running through, you know, Hornby points. They are pretty standard, aren't they? They're not, I know they're not great, but they are the most popular and most standard of products out there on the market. So surely you just test that, but I don't know, or at least say not tested with, right? I don't know, maybe I'm just being too overly critical, but yes, there we go. So let me stop there for a bit and rambling on. I will have a go at trying to find where the tender's gone and get it back, and get to show you some of the problems just it running on its own through the points. So see you in a bit. Okay, right, here we are. I've recovered said tender, and watch this. So I can feel resistance as soon as I get into the point there. Yeah, you see. So what's happening is the middle wheel set stops the front wheel set. There's no play. So it just locks it there, and as soon as that locks up, so you can see it's lost it brings the front tender wheel up, and of course it falls off. Yeah, you can kind of test where the point is. You know, maybe these are a bit too deep, the flanges on the wheels, but usually that's not a problem. As I say, locos by Hornby, even dating back to like the 90s ones I've got, they're run through absolutely fine. I know they're not the mark of quality, but yeah, it's definitely an issue. So let me show you. I'm going to take the middle wheel set out now and show you what magically happens when that's out. Yeah, back in a sec. Okay, middle wheel set removed. You can see fits absolutely fine. Flanges, everything on the point on its own. So I don't think that's an issue. The wheel set's not an issue as far as I can see. It's just the way this is manufactured. I think it might be that it's just got no left and right play, because this is it now without that in the middle. And yeah, there's a bit of a jump. Again, coming back to about there, I think it jumps over on the middle of the point, but you know, it's nothing that would stop it in its tracks. Excuse the pun. It should just carry on over. You know, especially if I put a bit more weight in it, it's not exactly very heavy. So, and it still slows down at that point. I get that. But yeah, fine. If I hook it up and try running backwards through. Right, where is she? There we go. Let's watch what happens. So it still has a push through. There's still something it doesn't like about the point. But yeah. Okay, so let's get it going. A bit of power through. Check the points are all set. Yep, so let's try now. So this is without the middle wheel in the tender. Try again. Bloody useless. I'll give up. Yeah, can't bother to even demonstrate it anymore. Frustrating. The good looking loco just doesn't run on my layout. I won't bash them too much. Maybe it's my layout. I'll caveat it with that. It's very likely a mixture of all three of those things. Poor mechanism on the front pony, bogey, whatever you want to call it. Is it a bogey? Yeah. Poor manufacturing of this piece, which means that it's got no play, give or take left and right. So they've probably just done that on the express points. I imagine there's absolutely no problem for an express point. In fact, I've got express points over there, Y points, and it's not even shuddered going through there. So it's very likely that Bachmann just decided to test this on PK Express. They probably assume that because it would have been over 150 quid plus when it was first purchased. Most people buy a train that sort of price will probably be a bit more brainy than not use Hornby set track points. So that's fair. But for me, disappointing. I thought Bachmann was like I thought when I was going to get Bachmann locos, I thought I was kind of upgrading for the better manufacturer, but in my experience, unless I get one of the older super smooth ones like this awesome one here, then yeah, it's not the case. So some of these newer Bachmann ones are probably just going to go back out for sale again, which is a shame. I don't want to be the type that puts them in boxes and just keeps them away. I do want to run these things, so it is a shame that this is just not going to do well on this layout at all. I'm not planning anytime soon to rip this down and redo it. You know, there are several things that I would do differently if I did do that, but I'm not going to do that just for one loco. Everything else, bar the Hornby schools, as I mentioned earlier, runs absolutely fine. I think it's the schools or N class, I can't remember. But when I get around to running locos again, I'll probably do a load of videos on each one and talk about how they run on this very haphazard layout. You know, you can kind of, again, it's not flat. So I give them the benefit of the doubt. It's not flat. There is side to side movement, but it doesn't stop the fact that that raises on its own regardless. And there's ample reviews online about that. This tender design, just something about it doesn't work. Again, loads of posts online when you look into it from back when these were first released. It's obviously why somebody was selling it. It's why it's in such good condition, because it's never been run, because if you run it, it will fall off your tracks. So if you are planning on getting one of these Manors, unless it's my one, which I'm going to sell for £500, then yeah, do not buy it. You will likely get the same experience, which is just a shame. I might even see if Double O Bill or Dan's Trash to Track wants to have a go at trying to make this thing run. I think they deserve a medal if they can get it if they can fix it, to be fair. Right, I'm going to leave it there. I feel like I've been moaning. I don't like to be a moaner, but there's not a lot I can say positive other than it looks all right, and the layout's great so far. I'm loving how it's looking, and so I just getting around to the Scenics, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Something a little bit different. Let me know if you've got one of these. Let me know if you've got a fix that you know of that works, other than taking out the middle wheel and putting a weight in the front. Like I say, that's the only things I can do at the moment that seems to fix it, I think. So yeah, all the best. Take care of yourself. Have a great weekend. Good week next week, etc. I'll be at the football this weekend. Sadly, not getting a chance to go to the show at the NEC, which was originally planned, but with Forest doing very well and being in the FA Cup semi-final, I am going to go and watch that, which I'm going to thoroughly enjoy. Win, lose, or draw, or you can't really draw the FA Cup semi-final, so yeah, win or lose. Anyway, right, see you on the other side. Take care. Cheers. Bye.